And the question that we have to ask ourselves today is it possible that you and I sometimes behave like Nicodemus? Nicodemus was an individual who was a very religious person. He was a staunch believer of Jesus Christ, and he was even one of his disciples. But Nicodemus was always afraid and ashamed to be seen with Jesus in public, because he did not want to risk his position and reputation in the society. And that's why the gospel is telling us he came to Jesus in the middle of the night. I have been coming here to Holy Love since 2014. And what I've discovered is that there are so many people who love the messages of Holy Love. There are so many people who love the prayers and devotions of Holy Love. And there are so many people who love the Rosary of the Unborn. And they are not ashamed to show it to other people. But many times, when we go back to our parishes, those of us who love Holy Love behave like Nicodemus. We do not want to profess in public that we belong to Holy Love. It is like an anathema to be associated with Holy Love in public. Why am I saying this? Because there was a time when I was in Nicodemus. In 2014, I was living at Our Lady of Hope Parish in Philadelphia, and I was with my best friend, Father Steve Kitonga, and most of you know him. He went back to Africa. One evening, Father Steve Kitonga came to me and said, Father George, I want to take you to a prayer service. But he did not elaborate what the prayer service was all about. He did not tell me that where I was going to meet people who belong to Holy Love, until when we arrived over there. And it happened to be in Cheltenham. After going to Cheltenham for a number of times to pray with those of you who come here to Holy Love, I was invited to come here to Holy Love. And I remember that weekend, we had to tell people in the parish that Father Steve and I were going to be away. And all we told them was that, my dear brothers and sisters, we are going to be out of town. That's all we told them. There was no courage to tell them point blank, we are going to Holy Love. We just told them we are not going to be together this weekend, and we are going to be out of town. And we came over here. And my dear brothers and sisters, for the first time, I saw people worshiping God the Father in spirit and in truth. I remember going to the property, doing the Stations of the Cross, and I saw people walking barefooted. And at that particular moment, I realized that I have found people who love Jesus and Mary the way I love Jesus and Mary. And that was my spiritual rebirth. when Jesus is talking about being born in water and spirit, I received that baptism here in Holy Love. And guess what? When I went back to Our Lady of Hope, I told people where I was. And I told them I have found a new calling. And from that day on, I am not afraid or ashamed to tell people that I belong to Holy Love. Why am I sharing this with you? Today, we are going to go our separate ways. We are going to go back to our homes. We are going to go back to our parishes. And we know that so much has happened just in 3 days. We have received the mercy of God. We have received triple blessings from Papa God. When we have spent time in the property there, every place that you were at had its own special blessings. And I want you to go back home and do not be Nicodemus. Do not be the secret disciples of Holy Love. Go and tell people what Mary, our refuge of Holy Love, has done for you. And do not be afraid to tell them about Mary, refuge of Holy Love. Even if somebody tells you Mary has too many titles, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Do you know how many titles Mary has? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Do you know what God the Father is calling Mary, our mother, today? Nobody knows. I'm telling you, right now, Mary has more titles than any of us know, until Mary decides to come over here and reveal to us. So we have to tell people what Mary, refuge of Holy Love, has done for us. I don't know about you, but I always find refuge in Mary, our mother. Go and tell them what the United Hearts of Jesus and Mary have done for you. They have invited you to find a place in them. Every day you come over here and you see the United Hearts, that is an invitation. We are going through so much. We need some rest. We need some refuge. And the United Hearts are telling us, come and find refuge in us. And when you come into our hearts, you are going to be one with God. Go and tell them. Go and tell your families. Go and tell your priests. Go and tell your parishes. You are indeed the disciple of Holy Love. Do not be a Nicodemus. Don't walk in darkness. Don't be in hiding. Come out. Can you imagine what Papa God is doing for us? Giving us all these beautiful blessings, and we want to be going around hiding our faces? This message here is for us. Because you know what? After Nicodemus encountered Jesus in the middle of the night, and Jesus challenged him to be born again, guess what he did? After Jesus was on the cross and he died, there was a man, Joseph of Arimathea, who went to Pilate to say, can I take down the body? Even though the gospel does not say it, but the person who was the link between Pilate and Joseph of Arimathea and made all the connections was Nicodemus. He was even the one who was there bringing down the body of Jesus from the cross, wrapping it up, and he walked with Mary and the other women and Joseph of Arimathea to the tomb. A man who was trying to meet Jesus in the middle of the night was able to make a U-turn. And now he's there at the critical moment. The soldiers are there, the people were murmuring, oh, you have not saved us. And now he came out and he said, I am going to carry his dead body to the tomb. What a courageous act. And you promise me today that after the transformation that you have gone through in 3 days here in Holy Love, you are going to go back home and be the reborn Nicodemus? If you are going to do that, you are going to make me proud. You are going to make Mary, our mother, proud. And you are going to make Papa God proud. Amen. And it is my prayer that the experience that you go through here in Holy Love gives you a spiritual rebirth. To be born again does not mean that you have to be a Protestant. You can be born again and still be Roman Catholic. Because you know what Jesus is saying? He said, if you are not born again, you cannot see his kingdom. May God bless each one of you. Amen.